To this press conference because Minneapolis is more than $300 million in various construction projects to improve infrastructure across the city. You can see the mayor speaking now, so let's listen to him.
Throughout this construction season to make sure that it's a livable place for everybody. And let's be real, it's not going to be a livable place if you've got gigantic crater-like potholes in the middle of the street. Now, over the next couple of weeks, there's no doubt in my mind that you are going to see some pretty significant potholes. That's the nature of how the freeze-thaw cycle takes place in our city. We see this every year, but you all can help us help you. Call 311. Let us know where those massive potholes are. We'll get somebody out to fill the pothole. We're going to be resurfacing a whole lot of these streets. And like I said, we've got a ton of projects that are coming down the pike, 37 major capital projects in total, including 3 bridges that are going to be over the Greenway that we're going to be redoing, resurfacing. And lo and behold, we're also going to have a plan and an execution over at the street at George Floyd Square at 38th and Chicago. So these are just a few examples of the work that is going to be underway over these next several months. And, you know, this is the stuff of city government. This is the work that we do day in and day out, and I'm really proud of our Public Works Department here because they do that work exceedingly well. Among them is someone that is now heading up the National Organization of Public Works Officials. What is it called? NATCO? NATCO? What's your exact position over there?
NACTO, Board of Directors.
Yeah, he's on the, all right. So our Director of Public Works, Tim Sexton, is now on the Board of Directors for NATCO. He can probably tell you a little bit more about that more accurately than I can. But look, construction season is underway. You all can help us make sure that these streets are everything that we hope that they can become. With that, I'll turn it over to Director Sexton.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, all good. Yeah, hi everyone. As mentioned, my name is Tim Sexton, Service Public Works Director for the City of Minneapolis, and appreciate people coming out today. Days like this, it makes, I think, all of us want to be out working construction outside, but it is a reminder that this is one of the good ones. Our teams and our contractors are out rain, sleet, sun, snow, right? So we really appreciate all the work they do to help us really realize our investments in the city of Minneapolis. Public Works, as the mayor mentioned, we are about 1,300 people, 9 divisions. We do everything from water to sewer to waste to transportation. And you're going to hear some more about that in just a little bit, about all the work that's going to be happening this construction season. A couple of projects we just want to highlight briefly, though, that we're really excited about. The first is up in Northeast Minneapolis, the Logan Park industrial improvements. These are streets that are over 100 years old. We're going to be breaking ground tomorrow on those, so really excited. It's going to be improving pedestrian access. It's going to be adding traffic calming, going to be making it easier for people with mobility impairments to get out over curbs, and improving the stormwater management so we don't have flooding and other water damage issue down in that area. And the other one the mayor mentioned as well is George Floyd Square and 38th in Chicago. This is many years in the making, but really it's going to be really impactful, not just for the community there, but for the broader city as a whole. June is when we're planning to start construction on George Floyd Square and the neighboring streets. This is going to add green space. It's going to improve lighting. It's going to improve the street, all while preserving and maintaining the area for arts and memorials, especially the spot where George Floyd was killed. The other thing, too, is just a tool. It doesn't sound like much, but one of the goals of Public Works is to make sure that the residents can engage and understand what's going on in their city, right? They're the ones making these investments, and we want to help them understand what's going on. And so last year, we started for the first time creating one single construction map. It's a place you can go on our website. You can find all the projects that are happening in the city of Minneapolis. You can get understanding about road closures. You can find out details on the project. You can find out not just city projects, but also ones led by the county, Excel Energy, the State Department of Transportation, because they're also making a lot of investments in the city of Minneapolis. So I encourage folks to go check that out. It's a great resource, and it's really meant to help our residents understand what's going on in their city. And finally, I think I'd be remiss not to mention that, safety is a really big issue in the summer with all the construction that's happening around the city. We've got crews out, city staff and contractors, so just really want to encourage the public to drive safely, go slow, watch out for people working and be on the lookout for people walking and biking around the construction sites. It changes patterns, right? So people are doing things a little bit differently, and really safety is the number one priority we have when people are out on the road. So with that, appreciate people coming out. We're really excited about this construction season, not for the inconvenience, which we know is very real, but because it will make the city better, more livable, and a safer place to travel through and around. So with that, I want to pass it over to Adam Hale. He's a principal professional engineer in our Transportation Engineering and Design Division.
Thank you, Director Sexton. As Tim mentioned, my name is Adam Hale, Principal Professional Engineer with the Transportation Engineering Design Division of Public Works. Our division works on major construction projects to rebuild streets, sidewalks, and bridges. Inside Public Works, we say this is the year of building bridges because of the number of bridge projects happening this year. The one we're standing next to today is for the 10th Avenue Bridge over the Midtown Greenway. The bridge was originally constructed in 1915 to separate rail traffic from city streets, but after a century of use, the bridge was closed to motor vehicle traffic in December 2021. We have been working to fully rehabilitate the bridge, restoring its structural integrity, and redesigning and upgrading the corridor. Other key improvements include new railings and lighting, new sidewalks and dedicated bikeways, and the installation of a new water main. Looking forward to seeing this bridge be reopened by the end of the year. Another bridge we're working on is the rehabilitation of the Nicollet Avenue Bridge over Minnehaha Creek, located in the Tangletown neighborhood. The bridge was originally built in 1923 and repaired in 1973. More than 100 years old, the bridge is eligible for listing in the National Register of Historic Places. Today, the bridge also serves as a key corridor for transit between the city of Bloomington and downtown Minneapolis. The city is now in the process of repairing the structural elements of the bridge and the roadway to ensure it lasts for another 50-plus years. The project is under construction, which started a few weeks ago, and it is expected to last until November 2027. These investments are generational. They serve not just to improve the quality of life, but also literally building bridges of opportunity for residents, supporting accessibility to emergency services, jobs, schools, and local businesses. With that, thank you so much, and I'll hand it off to Annika.
Thanks, Adam. My name is Annika Bankston. I'm proud to serve as the Director of Water Treatment and Distribution Services for the City of Minneapolis. We proudly deliver high-quality drinking water that meets all regulatory standards and is also treated to prevent lead from entering the drinking water from its potential sources. Our drinking water is recognized as the best tasting in the state of Minnesota. We were proud to win that award in a statewide contest last year and look forward to continuing to put that glass up against all others in the country around the nation again this summer and in the fall. 2026 is the third year of our lead service line replacement program. And this year we will be replacing over 1,800 private lead service lines across neighborhoods all across the city in Minneapolis, including the properties around George Floyd Square. And all these lead lines are being replaced at no cost to residents and business owners. Another important milestone we'll reach this year in our program is we will replace all the lead service lines in the north side green zone. Addressing potential lead at in the housing market and the housing properties there has been on that work plan, and so we're really excited that we're able to fast track that particular area in our program, and we're going to be reaching that replacement milestone by the end of this construction season. And again, this work is possible thanks to grants from the state and federal sources. Because these are the sources of funding, we're able to use it to replace the privately owned lead service lines in Minneapolis. And we really hope these funding sources continue so we can continue this program at the pace we're able to deliver it at. So after that quick update, I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Angie Kraft, who's responsible for protecting the water quality of our lakes and river and creeks in Minneapolis. Thank you.
Thank you, Annika. Good afternoon. My name is Angie Kraft, and I have the privilege of serving as the Director of the Surface Water and Sewers Division of Public Works. My team is responsible for the stormwater and wastewater treatment for the city of Minneapolis. So today we currently have several projects that are underway, but we have additional projects that will be kicking off here shortly. and today I'd like to highlight the work that we're doing to reduce the risk of flooding that can impact local streets and buildings. One project that we're investing in this year is located on the 35th Avenue North area in the Cleveland neighborhood. This is a flood mitigation project that is designed to install larger underground stormwater pipes so that we're better prepared for runoff that we see currently today and into the future as well. These pipes are designed to collect and hold stormwater underground instead of letting it pool on the streets. The system will then slowly release the stormwater into the existing storm sewer system. We're also adding traffic calming measures for safety and green infrastructure like rain gardens. Rain gardens reduce runoff and improve water quality by filtering the stormwater naturally. They also help to reduce the urban heat island impact. When we reduce flooding, fewer pollutants wash into our lakes and rivers. The rain gardens will help to filter the water naturally before it goes into the storm drains. This project that we're doing represents a long-term investment in building a more climate-ready and flood-resilient North Minneapolis. And before I wrap up, I'd like to also remind our residents about our Adopt a Drain program. Spring showers are important for our trees and gardens, but stormwater can also carry debris and pollutants with it into the stormwater system, which flows directly into our waterways. By keeping our drains clear, volunteers play a vital role in reducing flooding, improving water quality, and protecting our community infrastructure. With that, I'll turn it over to Joe Palman, Director of Transportation Maintenance and Repair, to talk with us about the street sweeping program.
Thank you, Angie. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joe Palman. I'm the Director of Transportation Maintenance and Repair. Today, I'm here to remind folks that our spring sweep starts April 21st, which is next Tuesday. Our spring sweep lasts about 4 weeks, weather permitting. With this operation, we'll be sweeping all of our streets curb to curb as well as our alleys. It's important that we do this comprehensive sweep in the spring to get items such as trash, debris, and salt and sand left over from our winter maintenance operation. It's important that we remove these items as part of our spring sweep before they wash into our storm drains and become pollutants in our lakes, streams, and the Mississippi River. At least 24 hours before your street is to be swept, bright pink temporary no parking signs will be posted on those roadways. We're asking folks to please follow the temporary no parking signs so that our crews can sweep all of the streets from curb to curb. Similar to snow emergency parking rules, vehicles parked in violation of the pink no parking signs would be subject to ticketed and towing, to our Minneapolis impound lot. We're asking for your help in following the no parking rules as we really do not want to have to tow any vehicles. Your cooperation and help is greatly appreciated. More information about our spring sweep, including a sweeping schedule map, can be found on the city website. There's also a QR code on all of the bright pink signs that are posted, the no parking signs. That QR code will lead to additional information as well. Briefly on a different topic, as Mayor Frey mentioned, it is pothole season here in Minneapolis. We do have multiple crews out filling potholes right now, and we're making great progress. As the mayor said, we'd like to note that we do appreciate when our residents do report potholes through our 311 system. Again, your help is greatly appreciated. And with that, I will pass it back to Mayor Frey.
Thanks, everybody. We'll open it to questions you might have.
Joe, can you spell your last name for us, please?
Sure, it is P as in Paul, A-U-M-E-N.
Is this a pretty typical number of projects per year? Is this more or less? Kind of how would you characterize the overall picture?
I'm going to bring up our director who can give you a better perspective.
Yeah. So this is pretty typical. I don't have the exact numbers, but it's not an exceptional season, either high or low. As was mentioned earlier, we do have maybe more bridges than typical this year, and some big ones at that. So, but yeah, pretty standard. I think what's important, though, and one of the reasons we invited people out to talk about this today is just, it's a big deal. We're making really big investments in the city, but we also recognize that there's some inconvenience to residents, right? And that happens. And so we want to make sure everyone's aware and knows that we take that very seriously. We're emphasizing communications with businesses and residents, and we really want to make sure that people have the tools that they need to know where construction's happening and when.
When do you guys expect to break ground in Chicago?
So the plan right now is to break ground in early June and 38th in Chicago.
Is everybody behind what the plan is? Do you anticipate it going smoothly? Welcome?
We continue to engage with the community there around the details on construction, but we do have plans, like I said, to begin construction in early June. We're looking forward to that. We know a lot of members of the community are too.
Is there anything in this place that is going to be more noticeable as construction is going on that you share other needs or anything or another that might hinder traffic or
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to talk about bridges?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. You know, we do have, there's some areas of some neighborhoods when we talk about bridges, right, there can be a little harder to get around, right? So Nicollet Bridge over Minnehaha Creek in southwest Minneapolis is going to be one that people are going to have to navigate. There's going to be the Midtown Greenway bridges that we talked about here. So those are a little bit more challenging. But no, otherwise it's a pretty standard construction season. And, you know, the projects move around the city. So when I say standard, I'm thinking citywide. But some neighborhoods, if it's happening outside your house, it's going to feel like a different construction season.
How many total projects are you guys doing?
We have 37 major capital projects planned this year for the city. Now, there's a higher number when you talk about projects that are led by the Minnesota Department of Transportation, Hennepin County, Metro Transit, and then a lot of times you see smaller construction projects that are actually done by utilities like Xcel Energy or CenterPoint. So, but we have about 37 capital projects is what we call them. So like more or less major construction projects.
maybe on this is the vision is about more lighting and safety. Is that
Yeah. Go for it. Yeah.
No, I just stand up here. So, we know last year the city made a large investment in trying to repair the damaged lights that were really a victim of copper wire theft. And we're standing on the Midtown Greenway. This is one of the areas that was hardest hit. Due to our, great work by our traffic and parking services team, we replaced over 700 of those, and we fixed more than 700 of those lights throughout the city. Something like 20 plus miles of wire was replaced. Right now we have a few outages, but we're always going to have a few outages because lights break. But we're in a really good place, or at least a much better place than we were before that investment last year.
prevent that cycle from continuing?
I can hit that
Okay.
one part. Yeah. I feel oftentimes that part of my job as mayor is to make the mundane exciting and the exciting mundane. This should be really exciting in that we had over 20 miles worth of lights that were out. People were unable to walk safely because the streets weren't adequately lit. We're talking about 700 light poles that didn't have any light coming out of them. And a big reason for it, obviously, was copper wire theft. And so an important point, if you are considering stealing copper wire, the lights that we're replacing right now aren't copper wire, they're aluminum. And so not only will you be breaking the law, not only will you be held accountable for doing so, you're not going to make any money in the process. And so, again, we have replaced a ton of lights. I think people were right to complain last year and the year before because their normal walk to the park, their normal walk to the cafe or the grocery store was dark. I mean, this is some of the most basic stuff that we got to be doing as a city government, and I'm proud of our Public Works Department for eliminating that backlog. Anything else? All right. Thanks, guys. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, the city of Minneapolis announcing 37 major projects planned for the city specifically for this construction season. The mayor and also the public works director mentioning a few of them. I just wanted to mention a couple in case you missed it. One of them at Logan Park, they say this will be industrial improvements in northeast Minneapolis. And then also another big one is at 38th in Chicago. Of course, that is George Floyd Square. They say this project is expected to begin in early June. And what they plan to do is add some green space there, improve lighting, they say. But they say that those areas will still have some space for the art and also preserve that area where George Floyd was killed. Rob Olson is there right now. He will have a much larger story coming up at 5 o'clock this evening. And then we'll also, of course, have all of those locations posted on our website as well. But right now it is